Every summer, my father, mother, older sister and I would go and spend some time in my father's little hometown, Caribrod, or how it is called nowadays, Dimitrovgrad, located in the south of Serbia. Home of my father's parents, cute house with 2 stores and yellow painted walls, broad high balcony, and big garden with roses and other colorful flowers, was located very close to the center of the town, right where the main street starts. Just next to his home, there was a big train railway passing by, so the window from the kitchen was exactly overlooking the train rail. It was and still is a very important railway, connecting Istanbul, the capital of Turkey, through Sofia, capital of Bulgaria, towards Belgrade, my hometown, and then going on towards Hungary and Central Europe. When my sister and I were kids, back then the biggest attraction for us was looking through the kitchen window, waiting to hear the noise of the train and its horn, run out on the balcony to count the wagons of the train, and wave happily to the people inside. That was so much fun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11 wagons. Since it is the main link between Middle East and Europe, the trains were passing by very often, transporting people from faraway places, and some of them were just cargo trains. Very often our mom would join us in counting the wagons. Other times, when we were not waiting in the kitchen to count the wagons, we would go out with our dad to visit his friends or just take a walk in the town. Each time, we would have to either go to the center where there is official ramp with a semaphore showing if the train is coming, or we would just need to go out of our garden, cross the main street, go down the trail hole, climb a bit, take the wire fence up, cross under it, cross the railway, and you're on the other side. That was pretty much forbidden and actually dangerous to do, but since my father grew up there, it was something that he was doing his whole childhood and also later on. So it was for him a normal thing. My mom, on the other side, was very mad and upset if he would do it. She's actually acting the most responsible in our family. I think I inherited from both of them a bit of something, a bit of wild spirit and a bit of sense for what is dangerous and shouldn't be done. Later on, when I was 18 years old, I decided to go to Sofia, Bulgaria, to study there painting at the Art Academy. After almost 2 years of preparing for the exam, my dream came true. I was accepted at the academy and I moved to Bulgaria. I was always very homesick, so whenever I could, I would take a bus because it was much faster than the train and go home to Belgrade to be with my family. Once, I decided to take a train from Belgrade to Sofia. It was exactly one of those trains that I was counting through the kitchen window with my sister when we were small. Or my mom would be afraid that it would hit us while dangerously crossing the railway with my dad. I was thinking, taking a long train ride for the first time? That would be an adventure. And it really was. So, my mom and dad took me to the Belgrade train main station to buy me a ticket and put me in the train. Mom and dad were always bringing me to the station when I was leaving Belgrade. This time, I had with me a huge red suitcase with 2 old but still working wheels, full with thick books, various art supplies and other heavy stuff, and a backpack with some snacks that my mom prepared me for the trip. We went to the counter, told to the lady I need a one-way ticket Belgrade-Sofia, and we went to the train platform to catch my train. Now, the train. I know that you, my friends, are coming from the various parts of the world, and you probably all have different kind of trains. But the trains in Serbia, especially back then, 10-15 years ago, were kind of a bit scary looking, especially for a very young girl traveling alone. I remember lifting my heavy suitcase with my parents and entering a smoky cigarette air inside the train that immediately started to burn my eyes. The train consisted of many wagons, each of them with a long, very narrow corridor, so if another person would come by to pass next to you, he or she would need to jump over your bag. So, finding fast a compartment to sit was urgent. Beside the cigarettes that were back then allowed pretty much everywhere, not only in the trains, there was also a, how to find the right words, special smell moving from the toilet place and spreading throughout the whole wagon. I remember making a decision in a second. I will not drink any water during the whole trip, just that I don't need to go to the restroom. I didn't have a reserved place in the train, so my mom thought better that I choose a compartment with the family inside than that I go to an empty one, sit alone inside, risking that when a random weird guy sees me all by myself, would join me inside. So we started walking through the corridor, pulling my suitcase, already exhausted, and just hoping to find the seat soon. There were many compartments next to each other, all with closed doors and thick red curtains covering a part of the door window. Very often, if you don't open a door, you cannot see exactly who is sitting inside. We went from one compartment to another, trying to see the people sitting inside. Every compartment had 6 seats, 3 on each side looking towards each other. Finally, we came to the one with nice, polite-looking family inside. My mom thought, great, nice-looking family to share a space with. Inside sitting, there was a middle-aged father, mother, and a little boy. So I joined them inside. The man in the dark suit with white shirt, speaking Serbian, offered to help my mom and me to lift my heavy suitcase up above our heads in the space meant for bags. My bag had probably more than 20 kilos, so once it was up, I couldn't take it down alone by myself. I sat down on the seat next to the door. Beside me there was a woman sitting, and next to her a boy. Directly in front of the woman, in the middle of those 3 seats, the man was sitting. I said goodbye to my parents, kissed them, and the train started. Everything looked okay in the first 5 minutes. We had a small chit-chat, nothing special, just a random nice family traveling in the train. Until suddenly, the man started to talk to his poor wife in a very violent, aggressive way. He started to offend her, telling her that she's stupid, naming her with bad names, psychologically molesting her, while she was just sitting there, not saying a word. I noticed how the poor woman started to feel uncomfortable because of the behaving of her senseless husband. She was always sitting quiet next to me, every few minutes putting a fake smile on her face, pretending that everything is okay. And the worst part was, when during the short breaks between those horrible moments, while the guy was molesting his wife, he would turn to me with a wild smile, like in some horror movies, pretending to be kind and asking me, in a dumb way, is everything okay? Do I feel comfortable during the ride? After some time, his behaving became even worse. He took off his shoes and put his feet on the lap of his wife and ordered her to massage them. I felt so sorry for the poor woman, who obviously didn't enjoy the situation, but just didn't have a way out of it. I felt hopeless. I was screaming inside and just wanted to stand up, take the hand of a poor woman, pull her with me out, and run out with her kid. Save them from that roughness of the man who knows how was he behaving at home behind a closed door. During this 10-hour trip to Sofia, while my suitcase was lifted up above our heads, in a way holding me back that I cannot leave the compartment. I didn't move in my seat for a millimeter, feeling frozen from the shock what I'm witnessing. I didn't eat any of the snacks that my mom prepared me for the trip. I almost didn't raise my head up, all the time just trying to concentrate or think on something positive or nice, moving my head from looking either towards my hands in my lap or a dirty greasy red curtain material. I was just hoping that we arrived to Sofia main train station as soon as possible and to forget about this trip. After 10 hours of witnessing the family psychological molester, we arrived to Sofia. The family went outside without saying a word to me. A random person helped me to somehow take down my baggage and I left the train. When I told to my mom the story of a nice-looking family sharing the compartment with me, she was extremely upset and sad that I have to witness that. But you never know what kind of person is hiding behind a face mask or dirty curtains. During my studies in Bulgaria, I never took a long train ride again. And for a very long time, I didn't sit in a closed train compartment. Only years later, when I moved to Austria, where the trains are much more pleasant and clean for traveling, I started to use relaxed and regularly a train again.